From a tenant fighting eviction over unpaid rent, claiming his uncle and the office misled him, to another seriously playing games with the court after he failed to pay his rent on time.
Oh, this is a motion for possession pending final judgment, right?
Correct. Let's see how these judges handle landlord-tenant disputes, starting with this man who's fighting eviction over unpaid rent, accusing his uncle of dragging him to court while the property manager insists he's lived there for over 10 years without a lease. Let's see how the judge handles this.
So this is for an eviction for non-payment of rent, correct?
Correct.
Okay, do you have a lawful reason whereby you are withholding rent?
No, I was in court with my uncle who was trying to evict me all the way up until just a couple weeks ago.
Your uncle was trying to evict you from this property, you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And he didn't have rightful ownership of that. And they're trying to charge me for rent while that was going on. So
Rent while what was going on?
while I was in court with my uncle over an eviction. So I was
You've been living in this property for how long?
I've been living there for almost 10 years.
Okay. And so what are you saying the past due rent amount is? Counsel?
As of today, the total is $3,796.
He's on a lease, or there's some contract about how much he's supposed to be paying?
This is not a normal landlord-tenant situation. This is a cooperative apartment. And the owner of the person who was the member of the cooperative was Jeanette Guggen, who is a deceased person. She died in September, I believe, of last year. This gentleman is a grandson or a nephew? Grandson. He's been living there, but he's not a member. So he does not really have a right to be there at all.
What was the agreement for him to pay rent? Is what my question was. How much was do you have an agreement to pay?
There was no agreement with him at all.
So why
No,
is this a
there's no
non-payment of
agreement.
rent and not termination of tenancy? So then this should have been termination of tenancy
He
then.
did send one, yes.
No, this is non-payment.
Yes, for non-payment.
No, it's supposed to be termination of tenancy, which is a different eviction.
It is a different eviction. That's the one the uncle filed, but we were accepting rent from him for a period of time.
Okay, so there was an agreement for him to pay rent of some sort. It could have been verbal.
Verbal.
There was so
Sorry.
he doesn't know. You don't know that there was an agreement for him to pay
There was
rent?
no written agreement for him to pay rent.
But
he was
counsel, you
allowed-
know that written agreements aren't the only agreement. Well, if he had a talk with someone, you're gonna pay this amount per month, and that's what he's been doing. That's what I want to know. What was the agreement and what amount was it?
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Your name, ma'am?
Nanette Miller, I'm the property manager.
Okay.
He made one payment after his grandmother died. His grandmother died in September. He made an
What
October
was the
payment,
agreement for the amount that he was supposed to pay
$596
per month?
per month,
Due when?
due on the first of the month.
First of the month, and this was to begin when?
It began October 1st.
Of 2024? Is that a yes?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And so you said he made one payment?
One payment, and it wasn't even the total amount.
That was in October?
Yes,
How much did he pay in October?
he paid, in October, he made a payment of $520.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And no payment since then?
No,
Is that accurate?
Yes.
So what's the problem?
Well, the problem is I was under the impression when I went to go pay the remaining balance for October and for November that, well, the office told me that it was paid for and to not worry about it. And I
Who's
asked
the
them,
office? Who told you that?
not Nanette, but the receptionist. I can't remember her name.
Well, it's hearsay. Do you have a witness here to tell you that, to prove that it was paid for?
No.
You have the proof that it was paid for?
No.
Okay. It wasn't paid for by you though, correct?
Correct.
When were you served a notice to quit and vacate?
I was not.
You were not served with the notice to quit? and vacate?
I was served with the notice for the previous court date.
What previous court date?
The Zoom meeting on the dismissal for the case of my uncle was the 27th, and it was that following Wednesday. was when our first court date for this case was.
I have here a demand for possession for non-payment of rent. It says it was signed on November 12th, 2024 by Nanette Miller. There's a certificate of service. It said it was sent to you first class mail.
I did not receive it. I didn't sign for anything.
Well, it's first class mail, you wouldn't. Did you receive a return undeliverable?
No,
Okay. And so then after that, there would have been a complaint that was filed. I see a complaint was filed, and it's dated February 2025. There was a second mailing that went from the court to you. So you did get notice and you did appear to the first court date. So other than the fact that someone who you don't know the name of and you have not subpoenaed here today to testify told you that the rent was paid, what other reasons do you believe that you don't owe the $596 for each month plus the remaining balance from October?
Well, my vehicle was towed out of the parking lot and is still currently sitting in an impound because the plow truck driver was trying to come through and free the parking lot. However, that should have been just a $50 fee, not just a whole impounding my car. And
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with this? I'm confused.
well, the value of the car is worth way more than what they're trying.
Your car was
So
towed from where?
my parking lot.
The parking lot where this property is?
Yes.
And why?
Their reasoning was because it was in the way of the plow truck driver.
Whose reasoning? You received notice about it being plowed? Being moved for that reason?
I received a phone call that I missed, and when I contacted the office about my car being missing, they said that they towed it.
Okay, so the car was towed. Why didn't you go get it out of the impound?
I couldn't afford it. So I was unemployed at the time.
So how was that their problem?
It should have been a $50 fee instead of,
What should have been?
Now,
Why should have been a $50 fee?
that was the agreement in the lease.
Where's the lease?
They refused to give me a copy of the lease.
You signed one?
I was on the lease as an occupant.
Did you sign a lease?
Yes.
Just wow. So he's ready to blame everyone and everything he can instead of taking responsibility. Seriously, it's outrageous how this man stayed for so long without paying, to the point that he's beginning to develop such a despicable level of entitlement.
And my grandmother was one paying rent.
You signed the lease and then you paid your grandmother for the rent?
I was on the lease as an occupant. I was in, we were both,
So your grandmother was a leaseholder?
yes.
Was there a lease? Because she is named here.
Occupancy agreement.
was it occupancy?
Can I see it?
What he's speaking of is in June of last year, we do income reviews, and he signed paperwork for his income
Let me
review.
see the agreement so I can see why he thinks that it should have been $50.
I can tell you that.
You can.
The $50 is a fine that we find if you don't move your car out of the lot. However, he was told back when his grandmother died that he had to get a sticker put on his car back in October.
The
And he never.
sticker saying that he could park there?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
That's a yes, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yes, and so then this didn't get towed till I believe February, and he still had never come up and got a sticker put on the vehicle.
I had applied for a sticker and they took my title to get a copy of the title, and that was the last I heard from the office. I checked back in, they said they didn't have a title. They didn't have any of my records.
If you were, so occupants have to have a sticker.
Yes, they do.
If you've been an occupant since June, why didn't you have a sticker? Okay, thank you. How is this there? I don't see where it says that it's gonna cost you $50 to get your vehicle if it's towed. I don't see that. Where can I find that, sir?
I'm sure it's the $50 fee is what it should have been for the plow truck driver, not
It's $50 for the plow truck driver?
it's the fine that they issue when a car isn't moved for the plow truck driver if he's coming to cruise.
That might be in the rules and regulations, Judge, and we don't have those with us.
Okay, I
We're
don't
not
see
trying
that
to,
here.
we're not trying to recover $50 for that.
Well, he's trying to say he's trying to recover the cost of his vehicle because his car was towed. You don't have a basis to recover the cost of your vehicle because the car is towed. You may reasonably been able to pursue the cost of the impound fees if you can demonstrate to the court that your vehicle was unlawfully towed. But you're not demonstrating that right now. What you're demonstrating is that you had a duty and responsibility to get a sticker. And from what you're telling me, you've been a resident there for a long time and that you failed to do it. So what else do you got as to why you haven't paid the rent? Because you definitely owe it.
Yes, I do owe I owe this month and last month.
And why don't
But
you owe November, December, January, February?
That was because my uncle was trying to evict me from the property, and it was my understanding through verbally that my uncle was paying the rent for that property that he was trying to evict me to. Those were his
How
grounds
does your
for
uncle have
trying
anything to do with this? I'm confused. Or maybe you're the one that's confused. What does your uncle have to do with this? Is he
My
a
uncle
part of the
was
co-op?
assuming responsibility for the rent up until the case was dismissed on March 22nd.
You mean assuming responsibility for what rent?
He was
Does your uncle live here?
no,
Okay. Does he own this property?
as it turns out, no.
Oh, okay. And so, after your grandmother passed away, this is your grandmother's son?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so you were giving your rent money or believing that your rent was supposed to be given to your uncle?
Correct.
Okay, well then you need to sue him if he took your rent money. But that has nothing to do with this. Judgment in favor for the plaintiff for $3,796 plus court costs.
Thank you.
You have to pay that or vacate in 10 days.
So now he's speechless? He's probably thinking of more lies or excuses to bring up. Mr. Man, grown adults pay their bills or get out. This last case centers on Mr. Fry, who was given every chance to pay off his rent, but chose to play games with the court instead. Let's see how the judge handles this.
James Shirley for plaintiff.
Mr. Fry, your name?
David Fry.
All right, so Mr. Fry is here. This is a motion for possession pending final judgment, right?
Correct.
What would you like to tell me? Did I signed the order initially, the restraining order, and then I see we had it up for February the 24th. Can you enlighten me?
It was adjourned to 2 weeks ago, Your Honor, at which point the court adjourned it one more time.
Okay, so we're just here to decide the motion for possession?
Yes.
All right, what?
I was ordered to make the payment within the last 2 weeks, and I tried to get a hold of them on Friday and make the payment over this weekend or on Friday, and their office was closed, and I tried to see if there's any way I have all the money in an account ready to make. All they gotta do is click the button.
Oh. well,
That's it. I'm trying, I tried.
Hang on,
to-
slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. Do you know, was your office closed Friday?
I was on the
Plaintiff's
phone with
office.
him on Friday.
Plaintiff's office closes at 4:30 Central Time on Fridays.
I see. So why don't I put you two in a breakout room? Okay, Mr. Sherrill, and you
Sure.
talk to him and you guys can coordinate this. Either way, I want you to come back in front of me. We're gonna put you in a room to speak to him online, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Performance Equity versus David Fry. 2500325. Your name again, sir?
David Fry.
Go ahead, Mr. Fry, your name?
David Fry.
Nice and loud, Mr. Sherrill.
Good afternoon or morning, James Shirley for plaintiff.
All right, did you guys talk? Have you resolved this?
Very briefly, and it was not resolved.
Your
What
Honor,
happened?
They don't want to accept my payment again.
Wait a second, slow down. What, okay, yes, Linda.
someone has checked in for the defendant.
On
Her
this
name's
case?
Angela. Yes.
No,
I'm
no,
right
she's
here,
with
Your
me.
Honor.
You're a lawyer, right?
With Performance Equity, the finance company.
She's my client, Your Honor.
I see. All right, you don't have a lawyer.
No, sir.
Why won't you accept the payment? Tell me
That's
what's
because-
going on.
Because I called him on Friday to talk to him and he still didn't
I
have
did
it.
talk to him on Friday.
Slow down. Wait, we cannot have two people talking, okay?
Sorry.
You called him on Friday.
To see if he had the payment, and he said that he's got to switch money around. He doesn't have it. The
No.
same thing he said in court
No,
the last time, and he still didn't have it on Friday. So
that's not what I told him.
go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Here's the thing, Your Honor. Mr. Fry is now 174 days delinquent, and the amount owed on the delinquency is $3,289.02. Plaintiff's usually pretty flexible in cases like this, but I ran Mr. Fry's name through the docket over the weekend. And in the past 2 years, he's been sued for non-payment of rent by his landlord 13 times.
Like seriously? 13 suites in 2 years? And you seriously expect this man to pay up without being forced? People like this don't understand mere talks. He should be held in contempt. The worst is his audacity to say his house. Like, sir, you don't have a house, you don't pay rent, so what are you on about?
So I think it's very likely that if this case ends in anything short of a judgment of possession, we'll be back here in a couple of months.
Listen. It's very simple. You either have the money or you don't.
I do. I absolutely do. And can I speak for just a second, please?
I don't want to hear talk. I want you to tell me.
Because it's not my fault. I was less than I was like not even 60 days late in January when they decided to not accept my money.
Yeah,
And then they adjourned it. I have it.
Slow down.
I have the money.
Don't talk to me. You don't interrupt me.
I apologize.
I don't want to be interrupted. I asked you to stop 2 or 3 times. Knock it off. This is not a bar.
Oh, I understand, sir. I'm just trying not to lose my home.
Well, it's very simple. You owe $3,289.02. Now you don't interrupt me. Either pay him the money or you're going to lose your home. I don't want to get into all this, what happened 120 days ago, or what you told her on Friday, or she's misrepresenting, or you don't have to move money around. You got the money now today or not?
Yes, sir. Today.
Where is it?
In the bank account.
What bank?
Right now, my boss's bank. I have the money at work. I've not gotten paid for the past 3 weeks, so it's stopped.
This man is seriously lying through his teeth. I mean, it's very obvious he doesn't have any money to pay. In fact, with the way I see it, he's probably owing a lot of people. And yes, the last thing he wants to do now is admit he doesn't have a dime to pay. Just wow.
Your boss's bank account.
Yes.
That sounds like double talk nonsense to me. If it's either in your name, in your account, or your boss's account. If it's in your boss's account, you don't have access to the funds yet.
I have. He agreed that he'll make the payment for me because it's owed to me.
Call him up right now.
Yes, sir.
Go out. No. You're not going to call from in the courtroom. Go call him up. Say, can you make the funds now or not?
Yes.
Shh. I'm not going to play games. Don't interrupt me again. Go make the call. These good people are going to wait. And you're going to come back here in the next 5 to 7 minutes. See, it's 19 minutes to 10. You come back in here by 10 to 10 and tell me, Judge, I'm either prepared to make the payment right now or I'm not. Period. I don't want to get into all this other stuff. Go make the call. Wait a minute. Come here.
Sir.
Now you put the phone down.
Sorry.
Now you're hemming and hawing again. I can tell that you don't have the money.
I do. I swear. Honest to God, truth. It's right now. As if they would have accepted it Friday, it would have been made.
Friday, it's their fault. Now
Yes,
Monday, what happened to the money since Monday or since Friday?
They said our office closed at 4:30. I said that I'm ready to do it. I even asked them if there's any chance that someone over the weekend could run the payment.
If they had the money, if you had the money Friday, you got the money Monday at 9:42. Right?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
nobody came and thieved your bank account, did they?
No, sir.
The bank didn't take it. Your
No.
boss didn't take it.
No,
Nobody
sir.
stole it. So it
No.
should still be wherever it was
Absolutely.
on Friday, and you can tender it. Now go and call your boss and come back. You still got, you wasted a minute. You got till 10 minutes to 10.
Go now.
Yeah. Portfolio recovery versus Falconer, Anthony V. You know what? I gotta take a 5-minute recess, everybody. Stay seated, please. Angela, your name, sir.
David Fryer.
Did you pay the money?
I tried to. She said there was an issue with the numbers, like she didn't get them down correctly, said she didn't have time and hung up on me.
I feel like a babysitter
I'm
here.
honest, it's a business card number. There's no reason it doesn't go through. We were 3-way on the call with the owner of the company.
What?
She had some type of discrepancy putting in the numbers unless somehow there was a miscommunication.
Do I need to hire,
Yes.
are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I asked her, can we try it one more time? She said, we don't have time for this, and hung up.
Angela, what happened? Come on. Tell me your
Okay.
name again, Mr. Sherrill, tell me your name again.
James Shirley for plaintiff.
Your Honor.
Your name again, Angela. Yeah, I
Angela
need your name
Jackson
again.
for performance equity.
Spell your last name.
JACKSON.
Thank you. Okay, all right. What happened?
All right, so I waited until they called and a lady from Shaw's Plumbing, she called and I talked to her. She gave me a card number, and when she gave me the card number, I put him on hold, and she gave me the card number, expiration date, and the CVV. So I put him on hold and I went and asked our accounting department to run it right away. And she ran it and it came as an invalid card number. So I got back on the phone and I said, the accounting department ran it twice, and they said it's an invalid card number. He started saying, no. And I
And
said,
it's impossible.
I don't have time for this. And I hung up. And that's exactly how it went, because he wouldn't let me talk. He's like, we're gonna put this lady back on 3-way. And I said, I didn't want to wait another 15 minutes to put it on 3-way.
No.
So I'm like, it's an invalid card number.
Why would she tell you why would she tell you it's an invalid card number if it's not an invalid card number? They want their money.
There's a discrepancy because I use this card every day at Home Depot, thousands of dollars, sir. I'm a plumber. We use a lot of money on that card every day. I guarantee it. I just made this $3,500 for them in the past week to get this paid. I would work 90 hours this week. I mean, the money is there. I just didn't receive my check yet. That's why it's in the account ready to pay it. There's no reason why this shouldn't go through. We all consistently are using this card. It's a business card. It must have been just a miscommunication, or I believe that they just don't want me to pay it and they want the house back. That's how I feel. And I might need a lawyer because it's like, see, they're not letting me. They won't let me pay them.
Mr. Sherrill, where's your office at?
I'm in Muskegon.
Oh, that's right. Where is your office, Angela Jackson?
Illinois, Stanley Park, Illinois. Can I say something?
Sure.
I wouldn't have called him on Friday and asked him for the payment if I wasn't willing to take the payment. I called him, I reached out to him for him to make this payment. And the last time he was in court, he said, I gotta transfer money, I gotta shift money around. He just called Jim on Friday too, after he talked to me. I gotta shift money around, I gotta put money here, I gotta put money there. This is a constant thing with him. And it's a constant thing with him, and it's a constant thing with the park. And I work hand in hand with the park.
That has nothing to do with them.
He does this all the time to both of us.
Your Honor, when I called him on Friday, my question was, she called me an hour before they closed, and I said, is there any chance anybody could possibly answer the phone after today, after hours, or Saturday or Sunday, anytime, just to run the card number? He said that's impossible. I was like, why not? I mean, we run cards all the time at 2 a.m. for people. And he said, there's no way I can make the payment. I'll see you in Monday at court.
Hang on a second.
That's what he told
Hang
me.
on a second. We haven't called the communities yet, right?
No, we're not.
Good. I don't know what to tell you.
Your Honor, Mr. Fry called me
If she'd allow me to make the payment, it's all I'm
at
doing.
4:30 on Friday. He told me that the plaintiff's office was closed. I explained to him that they're 1 hour behind us and that he has 1 more hour in which to make a payment. His response was, "I'm too busy. I'm on a job. I'm doing pipes under a house."
That I
Let's
wouldn't
talk
be
about
off
it.
until after 5:30, and there was no way I could get there and do it. I was trying to, I mean, right now the payment can be made if they could just,
Nothing he says makes sense, so I just can't understand why this man hasn't been held in contempt by the judge yet. Put him behind bars until he pays up.
communicate the numbers correctly into their system. And this whole time I waited 15 minutes, I was out there and had that to her in 5. She had me on hold for 15 before I could come back in here. That wasn't me. I immediately
You're
gave them
telling
the
me
numbers.
card number is valid.
It is, I guarantee it is. Yes, sir, guarantee. I use it every day for work. It
It's
just,
a credit card.
yes, sir, business card.
Yeah, I know, but are you sure that hasn't reached its limit?
I guarantee it doesn't. Yes, sir, we go through big money in this company, a lot of money, every day.
Why don't you give me the number to the lady that gave me the card for Shaw's Plumbing, so I can call her myself?
Yeah, do that. Go give her the name.
Go here.
Yeah, because the alternative is I'm gonna have you drive the check to Muskegon.
Whatever
That's
I
the
need to
alternative, a
do.
certified check today to Muskegon. So go call up Ms. Angela.
How far is that?
Listen,
I'll do whatever I have to do so they don't say that it's wrong again.
you go over there and you call Angela and you set her up with Shaw's Plumbing. Okay? If I find you're wasting my time
I swear on
and
my
their
life,
time
sir.
over this, and you don't have the money, we're gonna have a
Yes, sir.
big problem, you and me. Go out there and call her and give her the number of Shaw's Plumbing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. What do you guys, what happened? Tell
Well,
me
some
this
good news.
resolved. Okay,
The payment did go through.
okay. So
Um,
what do you want to do? You're gonna just dismiss the case?
Well, I'd suggest a conditional dismissal, Your Honor. We don't want to be doing this every couple of months. I'd suggest a conditional dismissal in case of any future default that lasts more than 10 days. I can file an affidavit, an order to reinstate, and a judgment.
How can I do that? How do I have the authorities paid up the debt? I don't see how I can do that at this point.
There's quite
I
a
mean, he's
substantial
paid up
balance
the-
remaining
There's a substantial balance remaining?
on the principal, yes. He's come current, but there's still a balance on the principal.
Yeah, I know, but I can't, that's what you're sued for, was the past debt.
Correct. Well, actually, we
can't
sued for
do anything.
possession.
No, I get it, but you were sued based on the fact that he had an arrearage, right? And
Yes.
now the arrearage has been brought up to date. I'm a lousy judge, don't you think? I think if I start entering into signing orders of conditional dismissal that pertain to future defaults, right? I can't do
Yes.
that. I'm sorry. So you guys want to just submit a stipend order to dismiss?
I'll do a voluntary dismissal.
Well, you got an answer here somewhere, right?
Well, not in
Does he have
writing.
your permission? He's appeared though. Does he have your permission to sign your name to a stipulation in order to dismiss this case without prejudice?
Yes, sir.
That's the way I'm going to ask you to do it, Mr. Sherrill. I'll just
Very good.
indicate plaintiff attorney will, and you have his permission to sign his name, so we'll submit,
Well, even if Angela made some mistakes at some point, the fact still stands that this man only had one thing to do, which is pay your rent and stop causing unnecessary confusion, which he didn't do.
S&O to dismiss without prejudice, okay?
All right.
You could have made, all right, thanks a lot. Thanks for your patience, Ms. Jackson, Mr. Sherrill, thank you.
All
Next
right. See
time,
you
do
soon.
this a little sooner. Have a good day, thank you.
Thanks.
All right.